Hello and welcome to episode 196 of Controller Club, the friendly face gaming space, a podcast where three friends from three continents share in one love, and that is video games. On today's show, Starfield is coming to the PS5. We have some juicy FNAF movie details, and we are going to draft what Nintendo characters / franchises we think should get the Hollywood treatment next. But first, my name is Kleinfeld. Alongside me today are two of my best friends in the whole wide gaming world. First, coming to us from across the pond, it is the digital art daredevil himself, Tom the Glue Drew. Tom, how's it going?
It's going okay. I'm a little bit sick this week, so I apologize if there's any sniffs or sniffles that come through. I'll try to make sure that those are edited out. But no, other than that, doing pretty good. Excited to talk about some games today. It's gonna be fun.
Excellent. Next up, it is journalist extraordinaire, the Australian abroad / the Canadian in training, Lauren Rouse. Lauren, are you fighting back a cold? It's better to get it out now than in a couple weeks when we're all together on the streets of Japan.
No, I'm doing fine, but Tom, people probably wouldn't have noticed except now that you've pointed it out, so everyone's going to be listening. Good job.
No, I'm scared. I'm gonna unleash something. Damn.
Now that the Crimson Desert fandom hates us, they're going to come after you, Tom. They're going to be like, you sickie, out on the podcast.
That's all right. I'll be the fool guy. I did make that video, so I mean, if anyone should be at fault, it's me, really.
And noticeably, you're not in it.
Yeah, I'm absolved of any.
Admits himself. It's just Klein and I who are the haters.
Yeah, sorry guys.
So you should take the fall is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. Yeah. So I'm sorry. This is my apology tour.
Let's get into the show. We start with the news we choose. Tom, Drew, give us that jingle.
It's news we choose. Yeah.
Lauren, we'll go to your news story first.
All right. I wanted to bring up that this week the news broke that Starfield is coming to PS5s, the next Xbox first-party game to make the jump over to PlayStation. So I've pulled this statement from Bethesda content lead Anne Lewis, who wrote this on the PlayStation blog about the announcement. But on April 7, Starfield is coming to PlayStation 5, inviting a whole new community of explorers into the settled systems. At the same time, Starfield's biggest free update yet, Free Lanes, and the all-new Terran Armada story DLC will go live across all platforms. For those of you stepping into the frontier for the first time, this version of Starfield is the result of years of love from Bethesda Game Studios and the Starfield community. Bigger, deeper, and packed with even more ways to play. Every firefight and dogfight in Starfield hits harder with the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller. Adaptive triggers change from weapon to weapon, including your starship loadout. The light bar keeps tabs on your health and ship integrity, and the touchpad lets you jump between first and third person point of view, or instantly access your map and hand scanner. On top of that, in-game audio logs and non-local ship intercoms will pour through the DualSense controller speaker, immersing you deeper in the action. Starfield has been visually enhanced for the PlayStation 5 Pro, with a visual mode that runs 4K resolution at 30 frames per second, and a performance mode that features improved visuals at 60 frames per second. So, the Free Lanes update, which is also being added to PlayStation and Xbox, this is what it comes with. Expanded space travel options allow you to freely fly between planets within a star system, a very highly requested feature. New space encounters have been added, and encounter frequency has been increased. A new resource has been added to give you even more control over your gear and ship customization, and new options for upgrading your Starborn abilities and bringing your favorite gear with you into New Game Plus. So, this is pretty big news. It's another one of Xbox's major exclusive titles going over to PlayStation, following the likes of Halo, Forza, some others that I'm forgetting right now.
Indiana Jones.
Midnight. Yeah.
Hi-Fi
so
Rush.
it is kind of Fable coming up. But I wanted to ask you guys, because Starfield, it was definitely popular. It did well for them sales-wise and player count-wise. But I think there were a lot of people who were disappointed, or that Starfield wasn't exactly what they hoped. And I was wondering whether you think this jump to PlayStation and also this these updates that they're doing, the added DLC, could have the chance to kind of redeem Starfield a little bit in people's eyes. Particularly, like, I think we saw Cyberpunk do a similar thing, and this is kind of, I'm seeing some similarities here where they've come back a few years later, have listened to the community and are adding this additional content that could make it feel basically like a fresh game. So yeah, what do you guys think about that? And then do you think that you'll play it on PS5?
Yeah, I'm I'm a bit unsure. Like, so, well, just quick question for you, Lauren. First, in terms of like the space travel stuff, because I was a bit like hazy on like how that stuff worked. Like, how did it work? Like when you originally played it, like flying. So you weren't able to fly between planets in the original game.
No, so yeah, this was the thing that people I think really wanted a lot was to just do that ground to aerial travel system. But what
Okay, I
you
see.
do is basically you just jump through menus. You can
Right.
like start flying like in space, but it's like you can never just go sort of endlessly to the planets and just go in any direction and see what you come across. It's like you have to go through all these different menu systems. So it was
Okay.
just very cumbersome.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, like some of these features, I'm sure, like will be like great for people who don't want to just be in menus all the time. Because yeah, that I mean, that was a complaint from the original game. But I just wonder if like because one of the other like complaints of the original game is like that when you get to those planets, there's like not that much to do on them. I guess there's like new space encounters. Maybe this kind of stuff will enhance those experiences. But I wonder like because Starfield took such a like breadth approach rather than like really detailed like a handful of planets or galaxies. Um, I just wonder like if this will be enough to kind of alleviate some of those larger issues. I'm sure this will do like reasonably well on PS5. I'm sure there are people who have been waiting for this opportunity. I might play it. I think it depends on like I probably won't play it at full price. Maybe if the game's on sale, I'll pick it up or something just to try it out. Although that does give me flashbacks to when I played it around yours, Lauren, and we just find these horrible bugs. Everyone's freaking out. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I think this like because when you compare it to Cyberpunk, and I just don't know if like they're comparatively like the amount of stuff they added to Cyberpunk versus this. I feel like maybe there's a little bit. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but I'm just not sure this is going to be make like I don't think it's a shift the narrative of Starfield as much as it did for Cyberpunk, at least from the outset at this current moment.
I feel very similarly to Tom. I think that the book of Starfield has kind of been written a little bit already, and this will do some good for it, I think. I have a feeling that this will be a nice kind of footnote, a nice epilogue to what was the Starfield story, but I don't think it's going to have a No Man's Sky moment, a full redemption. I don't think it's going to have that Cyberpunk 2077 when we all jumped in. It's like, whoa, like this game has become a 10 out of 10, just because I think that the flaws with Starfield are so baked into the DNA of what that game is comparatively to something like Cyberpunk 2077. Like the big issues with Cyberpunk, or a lot of the issues was technical. It was getting the game performing in a way where it could actually run and look okay and be a seamless experience. I had my issues with Starfield were much more on like a core gameplay level where just that Bethesda formula felt outdated. And I think that a lot of people have kind of moved on to what's next? Where's the next Elder Scrolls? Where's the next Fallout? Like I think that Starfield is kind of there's the people that love it, and I know people who really liked it when it came out and have continued to play it and are excited for this kind of content update, but I don't know if it's going to do anything to win kind of general audiences over. As for if I'm going to play it on PS5, no. I had my experience. I played it on PC and was like, I'm not I'm not hooked on this like I was when I played Skyrim for the first time, or even any other open world RPGs that I've really fallen into, like The Witcher or even Cyberpunk. It just wasn't. It wasn't for me.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that like they on top of the Free Lanes update, there's also this Terran Armada story DLC, so there will be like new story content on top of like all those features that they just mentioned. But it's not too clear what that's going to be about. I was just looking it up. I think it's about us a group of robot soldiers or something like that. So it sounds kind of intriguing, but I'm not deep enough into the Starfield world to know how that's going to impact the overall story because I didn't get far enough. Yeah, I think similar to you guys, it's not screaming that it's going to be a whole new reinvention of Starfield at this point, but hot take, I do wonder if the popularity of things like in other realms in entertainment right now will drive people towards this, like in terms of timing. It's coming out in April. We've just had Project Hail Mary release in the cinemas. We have Mandalorian and Grogu coming out in May. There's a lot of star space exploration kind of things happening in the cinema, and I wonder if people will be like, have good experiences with those films feel like, oh, I want more of that. Oh, cool, this open world exploratory space RPG has just released on PlayStation or has just got a new update on Xbox. I'm going to go give it a go, because we've had in the landscape right now, Crimson Desert is out. That's a big open world, like kind of fantasy medieval game that I feel like people will flock to that if they want that kind of experience, but it's not like a sci-fi experience. So I think this could maybe fill that void. So I think that the timing's quite tactical, and I think it could work in its favor. I just have a good feeling that this might do good things for Starfield.
I think that it's like the game's going to sell. This game is going to sell a
Yeah.
ton on PlayStation. We've seen like the best selling games on PlayStation since Xbox started moving their games over there have been Xbox games. It's been Forza, it's been stuff like Hi-Fi Rush. This game's going to sell incredibly well. I think that, like, from what I can find, I was just doing a little cursory research. The last sales number or player data number, because this was a Game Pass game, we don't really have like concrete sales numbers, was 15 million. 15 million players played
Hmm.
Cyberpunk, and that was back in November 2024 when that was reported. So that number is assumedly probably gone way up. People will buy the next Bethesda game. People will buy Starfield when it comes to PlayStation because it's a Bethesda RPG. People really like those games. And so will this be a sales success? For sure. Is it going to redeem the game? I don't know. Maybe people, like you said, Lauren, will look a little more fondly on it because they're like, I'm in this hard science mode coming off of something like Project Hail Mary. The box office numbers for that are really good coming out of the first weekend, but I don't know if it's enough to turn I don't know, what a lot of people saw as a failure into a widely considered success.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting idea. Like, I think I didn't really consider that, but I think, we saw it. It's not the same thing, but we saw something similar with, like, when Andor came out, everyone was flocking to Battlefront 2 because, like, they wanted to have that experience somewhere else. And I think there could be that kind of that overlap potentially. I also saw like I don't know if you guys saw this either, but it was a tweet or a message somewhere from Insider Nate the Hay, and he was saying that Bethesda's still working on a Switch 2 version, but apparently
Mm.
the kind of development's not going like as it's pretty rough at the
Oh,
moment from
wow.
the sounds of it. So
That's
I wonder
that doesn't
why,
shock me.
because it's a big game. But do you think that could even move the needle potentially? Because I feel like there's a lot more crossover between like PS5 and Xbox players, but like Switch feels like very much its own kind of audience. Do you think that would kind of expand Starfield's kind of scope even more?
I think so. Yeah, I think that like similar like No Man's Sky is on Switch, right? Or is it Outer Worlds or both?
Yeah, I think No Man's Sky. Oh, yeah, but I don't actually. I would check that.
Um, so I think there is an audience for those open world RPGs on Switch. Like Witcher 3 did really well on Switch. The thing is the porting, like can it handle it?
Yeah.
And this will be a test of, I guess, the Switch 2's power. Um, Other question I had off the back of this is like I feel like it was sort of made a bit of a splash when it came out, being like, cool, it's coming to PlayStation. I wonder what kind of marketing push it's going to get for that. There is like some new editions, like physical editions being sold, which obviously didn't really happen as much with the Xbox launch because it was a Game Pass game. But I sort of started to wonder, I'm like, will we see like a state of play or something that where there is a trailer involved? Is that a time that PlayStation might be like, actually, we have a few other things to show, put the Starfield trailer in as well? I'm not sure.
I don't
Potentially.
know. PlayStation hasn't done a lot of Xbox advertising of the games. They just kind of come and sell a bajillion copies, and
Mm.
Xbox is kind of responsible for the marketing of those games.
Yeah. I do wonder though, Klein, maybe this will change your opinion. What if like they somehow do some like PlayStation tie-in content, and they're like, guys, we're putting some Astrobot skins in, we're putting some Last of Us things, we're putting some like little, I don't know, like would that get you to play? Would that
No,
get you in?
no, because it's still
Oh,
Starfield.
okay.
Like, it's still like it's that core experience just feels stilted and rigid and just like not fun. I
To be
just did
clear,
not
we
have fun
played
with
it
that
long
game.
ago. We don't know what's been changed in the time since. It may have improved a lot.
Yeah, maybe I'll play it on PS5 and I'll be like, "This is the best game ever. This is the
You tell
underrated
us, Tom.
gem of
Take
the."
one for the
Yeah,
team.
I'll do the research, guys. Don't worry.
Okay, Tom, let's jump over to your news story. FNAF movie. Take it away.
Yeah, we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel with this one, but I think it's kind of interesting because we talked about both FNAF movies here on the show. So yeah, we got some rejected FNAF movie script details, and this comes from YouTube channel Geek Garage. who recently held a giveaway which included an early, unreleased script for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie that was rejected by Warner Brothers. So here's a quick summary of what Geek Garage recalled about the premise of the original story. The story followed a group of 4 nerdy friends who called themselves the Warlocks and made YouTube videos together. After stumbling upon the story of the dead security guard, Mike, whose demise happens in the first few pages, so the first few scenes of the movie, and 5 missing children, the group decided to sneak out to the old abandoned pizzeria to investigate what really happened. Also, the owner was a totally different character. There was no William Afton in the script at all, which is ironic since we eventually had Matthew Lillard sign the script that they gave away. Overall, I remember it having more of a group vibe like the Goonies or Stranger Things, with a pretty conventional setup slash story, and lacked real faithfulness to the source material and FNAF lore. I recall the script did have a whole underground workshop and even an underground amusement park, but I don't remember any crazy government project element. I also remember the main kid's family was moving away from the town, and he might have had a single mum. Like I said, the plot was pretty familiar and used a lot of storytelling tropes, so my memory is a bit hazy as it's been quite a while since I read it. So yeah, I mean, this doesn't give like a ton of details about like, is this just kind of like the broad strokes of what the kind of setup for the movie was going to be. But I think it's kind of interesting that like this is where they were headed, and Warner Bros was like, no, let's make it more faithful to the games. But I just want to get your kind of gauge on like what you think of this. Lauren, I'll jump to you because I feel like of the three of us two are like kind of locked into the FNAF lore kind of stuff in the movies. Do you think what
You guys
do you
have
think of
seen
this
the
idea?
movies.
We've
At
seen
least.
the movies.
I haven't
What do
seen
you-
them.
Yeah, so we'll get your
Klein,
take.
for all you know, this is the script. This is what happened.
Yeah, I haven't.
It could be. Yeah. But what do you think of this? And do you think this could be like potentially better or worse than the movie we got?
No, I see why Warner Brothers passed on this. I don't think that this
Sure.
would have been any better. There's like some kind of, I suppose, charm in it being a group of friends who are uncovering the FNAF side of things, but FNAF's a solo game for the most part, and which puts you in the point of view of the security guard. So I think the version that we got, as flawed as it was, but coming from Mike's perspective, was the right move. I think you have to have. I think if you want to try and be somewhat faithful to the games, like, and again, as different as it was, I think they did what they could, and I just think like splitting it into this kind of Stranger Things style friends stumbling upon a weird amusement park, we've sort of seen that done before, and I don't think it's kind of true to the spirit of what the game is. So yeah, I don't think this would have been any better, and like them sort of forsaking there being no William Afton. To be honest, this recount of the plot is not good. It's like sort of talking about a movie that you saw when you were 10 years old and being like, I think it was like this.
Yeah.
I'm taking this with like a whole pitcher of salt.
Yeah, well, they've given away the script to someone now, so eventually I'm sure whoever has won this script will reveal the whole plot of the movie. But I kind of agree, like, I wonder if... Obviously, the movie we got was pretty, like, I guess, tame, because the audience for FNAF is very kid-oriented, so they want to appeal to that audience too. But I feel like if you'd done this thing where it is just kids as the main protagonists, you would have almost, like, dumbed the movie down a bit too much, where it's like completely inaccessible to a whole other segment of the fan base potentially. So this probably was the right call. But Klein, we'll go to you. Would you watch this movie?
I would actually watch this movie. I think more likely,
Okay.
I would be more interested in seeing this movie than what ultimately came from it. Like, I see where this comes from, where it's like, okay, we're gonna bring these teenagers into the story. It's not really part of the lore, but they're discovering the lore, because who's gonna go and see this movie? Teenagers look like the kids who grew up with FNAF. And what better avatar for them to explore this world than like people who look like them? It makes sense for me. I don't know. I don't have any interest like in seeing these films. There's a third one coming, right?
There is a third one coming, because
Have they announced that? Okay. So I don't know.
I think it's likely.
yeah.
This is one of those things. The FNAF franchise as a whole has always been one of those things that's like, wow, it's like a rock you find in the park, and you're just like, there's nothing there, and you pick it up, and there's just a whole colony of ants under it living there. Like, that's what the FNAF franchise is to me. It's like I totally forget how big it is, and then you lift up the rock, and it's like, oh yeah, there's millions of you. Like, there's a lot of people who really, really like this franchise. So good for you guys, I guess. I don't know.
What's interesting about this as well is like, okay, the this sort of premise of it's following a group of friends who call themselves the Warlocks and they make YouTube videos together. That kind of happened in FNAF too. It opens with a group of like
That's true.
paranormal
Yeah.
kind of investigators or going into the original pizzeria and them all getting killed off. We kind of saw the results of that, and it all happened in like 10 minutes. So I think that's probably why they looked at this and were like, I don't think this has legs for an entire movie, perhaps. Um, but yeah, I can see that like it is the foundation of a possible story, but I'm not sure what they would have done to like flesh it out to be a complete FNAF adaptation unless they went the way that they did.
It's also,
Yeah.
like you said, Lauren, it isn't FNAF, right? Like
Hmm.
it is what we ultimately got was a fairly faithful, as far as I know, as someone who hasn't seen the movie or played the games, a fairly faithful rendition of that franchise. It's okay, we have the security guard named Mike fighting these things. Like that is core to the FNAF experience, at least the first game. If you came in and did this, are you opening yourself up to like criticism immediately? Are people going to be like the Until Dawn movie where it's like
Exactly.
this isn't
Yeah.
anything like the franchises, you're just using an IP at this point?
Exactly, which could have happened, could have done the Until Dawn thing, but they ultimately didn't, because, Scott Cawthon, who created the game, he is invested in the movie, and Jason Blum has said multiple times the reason it took so long is because Scott wasn't happy with the directions of the scripts that they were coming in, and eventually when they partnered with Emma Tammy, he liked her version of it, so that's what we got. Scott
Yeah, I would
approved.
when this script inevitably does kind of leak online, I would like to see if someone could put together like I don't know, like some animatic or like some kind of version of this movie because it's like the fan community is
Someone
like
will.
insane. They're gonna like eat this up and like transform it into something like whether it's a comic or like a YouTube web series or whatever. So I think it'd be cool if we could see like what this could have looked like and then compared them. Because I think I don't know. I love fascinating things. I've seen like alternate reality versions of like media that we could have gone. So you know, how about it, FNAF fans? We want to see what you got.
This will forevermore be the FNAF franchise's Duel of the Fates movie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great comparison. Yeah, absolutely.
What could have been? That's going to do it for the news this week. Tom Drew, give us that outro.
It's the news we choose. Yeah.
Let's hop on over to a draft. Haven't done one of these in quite a while, so we thought we would jump in to the Nintendo character movie draft. What Nintendo character should get the Hollywood treatment next after Mario? We are now 2 weeks away from the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Saw a trailer yesterday with Project Hail Mary, and man, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I think it's going to be good. Mark my words. I'm probably going to eat them later. But we thought we'd go down some Nintendo franchises / specific characters, and break down, I don't know, what we want to see. It seems like we're going to be getting more of these Nintendo movies going forward. There's been all sorts of rumors about various projects. We, of course, right now have the not Metroid movie, the Zelda movie shooting in New Zealand. That's a Sony Pictures joint. And then there's been all sorts of rumors with the Mario Galaxy movie with like, was that Fox McCloud in the trailer? The Pikmin are showing up. It seems like Nintendo is really wanting to expand this cinematic universe that they're building and maybe eventually get to some sort of Smash Brothers movie. So we can draft. We're going to do teams of 4 today, snake draft as usual. The draft order is as randomly selected by the Wheel of Names. Lauren Rouse, Kleinfeld, and then Tom Drew picking up the back. Before we get into it, anything that you guys want to say? How are you feeling now that we are 2 weeks away from the second entry into the Nintendo Cinematic Universe?
I'm excited, but I'm nervous. Like I was excited when that first trailer dropped because I was like, oh, this is introducing new elements. Rosalina's here, all this stuff. But like, and they're showing other stuff that's exciting. Like you said, Pikmin are in one of the trailers. Rob the robot is in one of them. So they're introducing all these other Nintendo elements, which is cool. But the closer we get, the nerves are kicking in, and I'm like, is this gonna be good? Like, I
Yes.
I really hope so. But you never know, really. So fingers crossed. But I think it'll be a fun time at the very least, at least for Mario fans.
Tom Wart is going to be there. How bad can it possibly be?
That's true, and Mauser.
They're
So
dusting him off after 35 years.
it's got that going for it. So it's fun, I guess.
Lauren, how are you feeling?
I have become far more invested in this movie than I ever wanted to be, sheerly because of the sheer amount of work I've had to do on it, at the direct writing about it. I've written about every power up that every character has. I've written about every world that they go to. I've written about all the non-Nintendo characters in this game. I've learned so much. So
And
I
your
think,
girl Brie.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, I would be ignoring the movie if she wasn't in it. I would not, because after the first one, I have no reason to go back again. And I think it will be an improvement, but I don't think it will be like a revolutionary improvement. I think it's going to be kind of like more of the same. I think it's kind of going to be like, in the degree that the Sonic movies have kind of gotten better each time, but still have had their drawbacks. I think that's kind of what this is going to be, just based on what I'm seeing so far. But I think it'll be fun. I just have zero investment because I don't have the history with these characters. And which is why this draft is going to be like heavily against me, because I'll just be like, maybe this person could be cool. And you guys can tell me. But yeah, so keep that in mind as I'm picking.
Well, you get to pick first. So you get to decide what goes off the board at the top of your list and start your team right here and now. So take it away, Lauren.
Okay, so my first pick is probably going to be obvious. It's one we've talked about frequently. It's one that's been rumored. It's something I think we would all like to see, but I think it's a Metroid movie, or in particular, I guess like Samus. I'm split on what kind of style I would like to see this as. I think it could make a really cool live action, kind of like maybe in a similar way that they're doing the Zelda movie, however that's going to look, but like something that's like heavy on sort of the VFX, not even the VFX, but like the way that they're going to bring Zelda to life, in that there is a sort of like real world reflection of a fantastical land. I think could be cool to do in a sci-fi setting for Metroid. Never played this game, so I have no idea what the story would be. But obviously, Brie would be playing Samus. This is her role, even though she's the voice of Rosalina. I think it would be cool to keep her in the Nintendo world, and she's like shown interest in that role. And I think it would just be like an option for them to have something that's a little bit more mature, whether it's animated or live action or not. Like having this kind of like dark sci-fi kind of theme, this mystery Metroidvania. It's a mystery Metroidvania game, so just having some of those elements on screen, I think, could be really cool and be a little bit more mature than what they're doing with like the Mario characters, where it's all bright and bubbly. And it's like, let's go on this kind of dark space adventure. Let's appeal to the emo kids that are coming up.
Yeah, I think that this could be a great way, and I've pitched this many times in articles and podcast appearances, that this could be a great way to open the Nintendo's cinematic future up to a different audience. Like we have the kids with the Mario movie. I think we're going to skew a little older, like maybe the Zelda movie is PG-13, and I don't know if we want to go full R-rated for a Samus or Metroid film. I would love that. Like, I don't think that's what they would do. But even lean a little more mature with something like that, making this really dark, frightening, like quite like the Metroid stories are quite scary, because it is like this woman bounty hunter dropped on a planet with like no one else, and confronting giant monstrosities and these terrifying beasts. And so I think that this could be a fun way to kind of, I don't know, open another demographic to what Nintendo's doing in the movie theater.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you said this before on the podcast, Klein, but I'll pinch your idea. I think Dan Trachtenberg will be such a good pick for a Metroid movie. Like, you have Predator Badlands, which is basically a Metroid movie. Like, and it proves that you can do this really, like focused movie on just like a handful of characters, really just two characters, plus a weird monkey alien dude as well. So I think like that would lend itself well, and also like 10 Cloverfield Lane that he also did. It's not like exactly the same, because like that's a lot more. It's like one location, whereas Metroid, you go. It's claustrophobic, but you go around a little bit. But that like claustrophobic nature of that movie, I think, lends itself really well to a Metroid movie. So I'd love to see him get announced as him being tapped to direct the Metroid movie. So we could dream. So yeah, I mean, this pick. If you hadn't picked it, Lauren, one of us
Someone
definitely
would
would
have.
have. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
so
my
it makes
number
a lot
one.
of sense.
I think it's the easiest one. And there's been rumors and stuff, so who knows? I don't know if I'd like to see live action or animation, but I'd like to see it in some form going forward. Okay, we come to my first pick, and I think it's an easy number 2. We saw him maybe teased in the Mario Galaxy movie trailer. I'm going Fox McCloud, Star Fox, bring the team over. I think you would do animation for this. It would probably skew a little older than the Mario movie, but bring together this colorful team of space badasses who are all talking animals and send them on an epic space adventure. Like I think it would be so much fun. Make it animated, have a star-studded cast. Let's bring in Slippy the Toad, Falco, Fox, of course. Maybe they fight Wolf, maybe they fight Andros. I don't know, but this to me feels like a layup, and it feels like something that totally would happen. I don't know if Illumination does it, but Nintendo already has that established relationship, so maybe they do. I'd like to see, just because I've been enjoying some of their work, and Nintendo also has a partnership with them going right now, a Sony Pictures Animation Star Fox movie. K-pop
Damn.
Demon Hunters team, Spider-Verse, the new movie Goat. I think that they could do something really cool with Star Fox.
Oh man, that would be sick if Sony got that. Yeah, I'd love to see this. I mean, like, I'm basically picturing like Top Gun X Zootopia, and like
Yeah.
Zootopia. People love Zootopia, so I think like this would be honestly a really smart pivot for them. The only other like maybe animation studio that I think it'd be off the wall, but I think it'd be kind of fun. Give it to like Aardman. Make this like a
Yeah.
plasticine like animation kind of thing. Yeah, I don't. I like the. I really like the idea of a Star Fox like movie because like the games just haven't seemed to hit in recent years. So I think this is the only avenue you can do.
Mhm.
So let's see that.
Or you give it to an anime studio. You make it
Oh
like a Star
yeah,
Fox anime movie, which would
Studio Trigger.
be
That'd
so
be
cool.
great.
Oh my god. That'd
That'd
be
be nuts.
awesome.
Yeah.
I like this idea as well. I've never played any Star Fox games, but the vibe does appeal to me, and I would be interested to like see like an adaptation so that I could kind of experience that world. I just feel though with like the success that Marvel had with Rocket Raccoon, he's basically the same character but
Yep.
a raccoon instead of a fox. So that sort of
Mhm.
hyper realistic visual effects I think could really work for this kind of character. Does he talk and stuff? Like what's the
Oh
deal?
yeah,
Yeah.
they talk. Yeah, this is where
Okay.
dual barrel roll comes from, and that's a frog who says that.
Okay. I don't know that reference.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a very famous Nintendo line. Dual barrel
Gotcha.
roll. Oh no, that's not a frog. That's a rabbit who
It's
says that. Yeah,
Peppy.
they all
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah. It's all, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And is his vibe kind of like what sort of character is Star Fox? Is he like a Han Solo kind of type?
He's a Han Solo-esque
Yeah,
kind of
like a
guy.
renegade.
Han
Yeah.
Solo, if Han Solo with less of a bad streak.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
pretty noble.
Yeah.
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 More like a Poe Dameron.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Poe Dameron. He's Han
guess so,
Solo
yeah.
with a little more Captain America mixed in him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good way. And he's a fox.
And he's a
Yeah.
fox.
Again, this is a way that like Nintendo could open up like a sci-fi aspect to its universe.
Mhm.
In a similar way that like Metroid would. So I think we're definitely seeing this happening at some point. I am very much wondering if the Super Mario Galaxy movie is going to be a jumping off point. My concern then is that they're all going to be Illumination movies though.
God, that's the thing. I just don't think Illumination has the source to do a Star Fox movie at all.
No, me
Like
neither.
they're fine with the Mario stuff, but like, nah, I wouldn't want to see that.
Do you think that was him in the trailer, Tom?
The fact that Pikmin are confirmed for the movie, I think it actually is. I
Because
think
like
it's
that
legit.
leg and that jack, like it is very
It's
clearly a blaster on someone's hip that is being
Yeah.
shown, and it's like it's not quite exactly his look, but there's elements to it that is like that could be a movie Star Fox, which is crazy. I don't know if I would even like that to happen, just because I think it's like that. It feels like they're doing too much too fast. In that case,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we're bringing Star Fox into this, and Pikmin are going to be here, and okay, Smash Bros is 2 years away. Like it just, I want them to, like, if they want to do this eventually, like, lay the foundation a little bit more. Do the Zelda movie next year, which is weird because it's live action. So how does that fit into all of this? Do whatever's next, a Metroid, a Star Fox, and then maybe at the third Mario movie we can start to like lay those seeds. But I don't know if I want him there. I think it might be
Yeah.
him though.
I think it probably is. It feels like a Batman v Superman situation where it's like they're putting a lot into this movie, like, and really hoping it's, but
Mhm.
maybe it'll be
Yeah,
cool.
Tom, you have back-to-back picks here, so take it
Yeah,
away.
I was stalling. I guess so. We're just doing movies, right? We're not doing any like
Yeah,
TV shows.
movies.
Okay. Um, I reckon then I gotta give it to my boy Kirby. I think
Whoa.
Kirby just I think he's just such a lovable character that deserves to be seen. I don't know. I think he deserves to be seen on the big screen. Obviously Mario is pretty kid friendly. I guess this is also kind of like skewing that kind of demographic. Kirby's very like appealing to that sort of audience, which is fine. But I think it could be like a really cutesy kind of um romp, I suppose. I mean I brought them up before. I think Aardman could do a great Kirby movie. They've done like different art styles with like they have what's it called? They had the wool Kirby's Epic Yarn, which is like where he's made of yarn, or they have like the Rainbow Curse games where there's like a little ball and they use some like plasticine clay kind of aesthetics. So I think Kirby in terms of like story wise, there's not like a ton you could do, but I think art style wise, there's many ways you could go. Maybe you do hyper realistic Kirby. That would be horrible, but they could do it, I think. So yeah, I think Kirby I think he makes sense as one of the kind of another pillar that they could probably rely on once they lay some of these other foundations down.
I just don't know if you can build a movie around a protagonist who all he can really do is inhale really hard and go hi, and that's kind of
I
it. Like
mean,
that's
I mentioned Aardman. They made the Shaun the Sheep movies, and they don't talk. They don't talk at all in the
wait,
movies.
what?
Yeah,
Oh,
he didn't
okay.
talk. So I think it's possible, honestly.
Okay, Tom, go ahead with your second pick.
Second pick. Where do I want to go? Um, I guess I'll just go with this guy, I suppose. Um, I think if they want to do like a really kind of swing in terms of like story kind of content, because these like so far the Mario stuff has seemed kind of like airy fairy, like there's not a lot of depth. You get from one place to the next, you fight
Tom,
Bowser.
they
That's it.
saved Brooklyn, okay? That's big.
And we love them for that. We respect them, and they did a great job. But like we kind of all expected them to end where they were going to end. But I think if you want a little bit more story depth, I think you could go with something like Fire Emblem, which is probably quite ambitious for a movie, but I think it's possible. The one I'm most familiar with, I guess, are Awakening and Three Houses. I guess if I had to pick one, it would probably be Three Houses, just because it's like the most you could. I'm picturing like Dune, where it's like you have like the school era stuff in the first movie, and then there's time jump, and then the part two is like the kind of time jump stuff where they're all trying to kill each other. I think you could just do this really epic, I guess like war movie, like fantasy war movie. Similar to that, like I didn't watch it, but that Lord of the Rings anime movie that they did, like a year or two ago. I think I probably want this to be animated. I think it'd be kind of weird if you put blue and red haired. I mean, I guess One Piece exists, but like if they look kind of goofy on the big screen, I think if you did that. But yeah, like an anime thing, like again, like Studio Trigger or like something like that kind of caliber, I think could be a really kick ass Fire Emblem movie. So I'd like to see that.
They were on my list. It'd be something very different for Nintendo for sure. They
Mhm.
were on my list.
Yeah, and I think that would give them a chance to expand into kind of like those like Netflix anime series where they've done like Cyberpunk and Castlevania and things like that.
Yeah.
That could give them those are series, of course, but that's even as a movie, that could give them a foothold in that kind of area. And I think Fire Emblem is the story to do that with.
Yeah, and you wouldn't. It's just crazy to think about. Like years ago, you would never expect that to be like possible because Fire Emblem was such an unknown quantity. But the fact that it's so popular now, I think I could see it happening. Honestly,
I thought I was going to be able to sneak that one away, and that one hurts.
Sorry.
I think I'm just going to go with like what makes the most sense and is probably going to happen. Like if I had to pick one character or franchise that is most likely to get a movie on this list, it's this guy because he's already appeared in a movie. It's Donkey Kong. I don't think we're going to get any Donkey Kong in the second Mario movie because we haven't heard anything about Seth Rogen coming back. And I think the reason for that is we will get a Donkey Kong Country game. He will fight King K. Rool and all of the crocodile foes that he does in those games. Diddy will be there. Maybe we bring in the rest of the Kongs. We got teases of them in the first movie with like Diddy and Dixie, I think, up in the Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. This is probably what Illumination's going to do after the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Take a break, do a Donkey Kong thing, then come back for a third one. I know there's also been talk of potentially a Luigi's Mansion thing, but I think Donkey Kong, like, if I had to rank what I think is going to happen, Donkey Kong is probably top of the list.
Absolutely. I think that makes total sense, particularly given that they don't seem to be in this movie and that there were all those rumors that the reason was because there might be a separate movie for them. And it makes you wonder, like, I mean, we've already talked about it briefly, but like, what sort of characters will be introduced in this Super Mario Galaxy movie that will then potentially be spinning off into their own movies? It's kind of all leads into the conversation we're having now. But yeah, I think Donkey Kong, particularly coming off Donkey Kong Bonanza, like that was a huge like launch thing for the Switch, and there's a lot of synergy between those characters and the movie and everything happening right now. So
the redesign of the character too, like because they redesigned him for the movie, and then that design came into the games. Like I don't think you do that unless you have a wider Donkey Kong play building.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. And like, yeah, Lauren, you mentioned Bonanza. I feel like, I guess it would, I don't know if they would do this if they are leaving the DK crew out of the Galaxy movie. I guess you still could, but like the fact that Bonanza was kind of like, quote unquote, more story focused with like Pauline and stuff, that seems like the logical step of doing like a prequel movie with Donkey Kong and Pauline. Because you like Pauline exists in the Mario movie universe, but like as an older figure. So I guess unless it's like her daughter or something, I guess that's also a way of doing it. But that just makes sense in terms of story, like story wise. That seems like the way they would go. And then you could also have like the what do they call the Kremlins and K. Rool and all that stuff in the movie too. So yeah, I'd like to see this. I think Seth Rogen's doing good stuff. Let him lead a movie. Sure.
Lauren, you get 2 back-to-back picks here.
Okay. So my next pick is, I think, aside from Donkey Kong, I think this is probably the next most likely character to like legitimately get a movie, and that is Yoshi. He's being introduced in Super Mario Galaxy. He was the big tease at the end of the Super Mario Brothers movie, and I could absolutely see probably Illumination doing a similarly styled movie about him. I'm not sure I would want it to be in that style. And here's my reasoning. I have been pondering a theory about Yoshi in the Super Mario Galaxy movie because we have seen clips of him with baby Mario and baby Luigi, and we don't quite know why. Is it that they have been turned into babies because of some sort of power-up, some kind of magic that's happening in the movie? Or is it a flashback? Because in Yoshi's Island, he's carrying baby Mario and Luigi. Like, that's the mission, is to, I think, reunite to collect baby Luigi, and you're carrying baby Mario on your back for most of the game. Is that right?
I have an expert on Yoshi's Island in the house. I could ask.
You can run this theory by
Yeah,
later.
no.
No, she's wired in. No, can't get her. She's on a Bones binge right now.
But anyway, my theory is that scene that is a clip with the babies is actually from many, many years ago when they were babies. And maybe Yoshi had some hand in rescuing them and taking them back to Brooklyn, and they'd forgotten about it since. And now they're being reunited in this movie. And so what you could do is then go and tell that story of the flashback in a prequel style movie that's a Yoshi focused movie, and then you still get the baby characters in there, and you can go after with Kamek as the lead villain and things like that. I'm not sure I would want it in the Illumination style. I think that Yoshi's Island has this cool like storybook art style that would like play better for it, but I'm just not sure that would sell like a whole movie. It could be really cool, but I also think that Yoshi will be aimed at a much younger audience, as the games kind of are as well. Like this Mario Galaxy like movie universe they're doing right now is kind of like a family of all ages, but I think you could do like a Yoshi movie that's like very young audiences as well.
Minions age
Yeah.
exclusively.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I wonder if like because you see like Yoshi's egg at the end of the first movie, so he's like hatching. But maybe he's just like he's put himself in an egg before, right? So that
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
necessarily mean he's like emerging from his egg. That's the first time. So I think that flashback theory, honestly, there's some credence to
Is
that. I could see
Toad
that
in those
happening.
flashback scenes?
I don't. Maybe. But toads have existed like
Yeah.
forever, so maybe it's a different. I don't
We
know.
don't know the lifespan of a toad.
Yeah. So
Oh,
would
I could be
like to-
totally wrong. I've
But-
come up with many theories about this movie, but I just thought that would be cool. It's like, actually, this is a reunion between friends.
What's your third pick, Lauren?
Okay, third pick, which is really just the third Nintendo character that I know and care about, is I'm kidding. But yeah, I really don't have that huge history with Nintendo, but I did love this character. He's my Nintendo profile icon. It is it is Meta Knight.
Oh.
Oh.
I was writing
Okay.
something else down. I have to
Oh.
yeah. So we've already put Kirby out there, but I actually
Yeah.
think Meta Knight's the more interesting character. He's
Yeah,
got this kind of
100%.
dark, edgy vibe that I'm like, where have you come from? What have you been through? I had to do some digging on his Wikipedia page, but yeah, he's got like a cool sword. He's got wings and like armor. And I think you could do like a really cool medieval style movie with him going on this kind of journey to find his legendary sword. I don't know. There's just some really cool lore to Meta Knight that I think would be. It'll be like a left of field pick because he's not as well known, but I think it could be a fun one.
He might be the coolest Nintendo character.
Yeah, he's got
Absolute
aura
boss
for
in
sure.
Super Smash Brothers too.
Yeah, he's sick.
Yeah, he got banned. You couldn't play him competitively on Brawl because he was too good.
That's true. Yeah. Oh my god.
Have you ever
what?
seen
sorry,
his like spaceship, Lauren, or like his like airship?
I've read about it called the Halberd.
Yeah, it's pretty
sick.
cool. It's got his
I almost
face
swore
on it.
because of how cool it was. It's so cool. Yeah. Like I could see a world where this potentially happens, honestly. They'd like skip the Kirby movie. He's maybe in it, but then just like Meta Knight's the protagonist, because like you said, he is more interesting. He talks as well too, right? So like
Mhm.
you can
think
have
so, yeah.
conversations and stuff. So yeah, I wanna know the lore about Meta Knight now too. So yeah, make this
I'm dying for like a
and
Meta
edgy.
Knight game, like a solo game as well.
Ooh, like Shadow the Hedgehog kind of vibes.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. He is the Shadow
Says
the Hedgehog
Am.
of Nintendo.
Yeah, that'd be
It's like a
awesome.
pattern, Lauren.
Oh yeah, I'm not hiding it.
Yeah, Lauren has a type. You're an angry goth boy with a sword or maybe a gun. Okay, over to me. That was out of left field. I was ready to write something else down. Okay. I think I will pick the Squid Kids. I think a Splatoon movie would be awesome. I just love the vibe of that universe. It reminds me a lot of like the Jet Set Radio kind of world of this like kind of like what I'd call like Shibuya punk aesthetic with lots of graffiti and bright colors and awesome music. And I think the characters of that world are so cool. And I think Splatoon could be, again, it's not going to be like an R-rated thing, but you could lean just like a little bit older than like the Mario movie. Like I think you could do like a PG as opposed to a straight G sort of deal, and have it be around some, I don't know. It could write itself pretty easily. Some tournament in the Splatoon world, and they're going and doing these battles where they're fighting each other with ink, and the DJ sisters are there, and all the Squid Kids you know and love. I don't know. I think it'll work. I think it'd be fun. It's probably animated, although live action would be freaky. Putting
yeah.
tentacles on people's heads.
It's like Animorphs almost, like these like horrible.
They bring in the team that worked on Davy Jones for Pirates of the Caribbean, and they're like, do it with everyone.
Oh my god. I don't know who invoked this earlier, but I think that actually like the K-pop Demon Hunters style could really work for this. Like that kind of hyperactive, super colorful, quick humor, like
Mhm.
huge action, bright colors.
Mhm.
Maybe add
Breaking the
some cool
universe a
music.
lot, like, lots of,
Yeah.
like, little, like, punch-ins where, like, in I think K-pop Demon Hunters, like, the seeing corn and the popcorn popping out of their eyes and stuff like that,
Yes,
like, doing, like, all
exactly.
sorts of flourishes like that could be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I think they would be a good choice. The thing that jumped to my head immediately, I think, and this wouldn't happen, I don't think, but like the people who did Mutant Mayhem and
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of whole
Yeah.
aesthetic, that would fit
Yeah.
so well. It's like edgy, kind of like really hyper colorful. They also like all those characters look so wonky as well. I think that lends itself well to like the Inklings and the Squid Kids, because they're all kind of off kilter and kind of weird looking. So, yeah, I didn't think about these. I didn't think about Splatoon. I don't know why, because this makes a lot of sense. This seems like almost like a slam dunk.
Mhm.
So I love
And
to see it.
Nintendo keeps wanting to push this franchise. Like, they keep putting out
Yeah,
games, they keep putting out expansions for the games. Like, they really think that Splatoon is like a pillar for them now. And
for sure.
why not? I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see Splatoon stuff show up in the parks, like at the theme park stuff that they're doing. Obviously, we do have
Mm,
a few other big franchises they need to touch because right now all we have is Mario and Donkey Kong, and
mm.
eventually they'll get to Zelda and Metroid and stuff like that. But Splatoon's a big deal in the Nintendo headquarters, and yeah, if they were to make a movie, it would not shock me at all. Okay, Tom, you have your 2 final picks here. Choose wisely.
Gosh, choose wisely, huh? I've got a lot of weird names written down here
I
to
think
end with.
definitely have a renegade pick, have an unhinged pick.
I mean, I definitely have one of
Well, I'm
those, and
going
it's a big
unhinged for my
bold.
last one.
Oh, same.
Okay. Um, okay, I'll start with a sane-ish one. Um, I think, and maybe this doesn't work as well in the movie, but they have made a movie of this franchise before. I'm gonna go with Isabelle slash Animal Crossing. I think obviously the Animal Crossing is like harder to make into a movie because like inherently there's no story. I guess the whole debt thing to Tom Nook is the story. So you could maybe tweak some things and make it into this like Wolf of Wall Street type of, I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
The Big Short.
He is a picture of the Nintendo universe. That'd be crazy. But I think I don't know. I think just the cozy vibes. It doesn't have to be like the stakes don't have to be huge, but I think like a slice of life, kind of like
Inflation
okay,
comes for your Animal Crossing island.
yeah,
Everyone's gonna
exactly.
lose their homes. They're foreclosing on Isabel.
Yeah, but as Isabel saves the day at the last minute, I don't know. I just think it would be a really nice, cozy, chill movie, and like they'd never do it, but like a Studio Ghibli like Animal Crossing movie. Like, come on, like that'd be so nice. So no, I think this would be kind of cool.
Did you say they've already made a movie of this?
They have, yeah, and I haven't watched it, but it's like I think it's only in Japanese. But they made an Animal Crossing movie back in the day.
Okay, I was going to have this on my list, and I feel like because my idea was different,
Okay.
but I feel like I'm not gonna take it now just because that would be repetition. So I'll share what I would have thought, but it was kind of similar. Whereas like mine would have been a Tom Nook focused story. Uh,
Oh,
it
okay.
would be like Marty Supreme, where it's just
Oh my
this person trying to repay their debt to Tom Nook
That's good.
because he's
That's really
That's
going
good.
so.
crazy.
Yeah,
I
I
want
would
the Tom Nook
also
origin
really
story. Come on.
That's
I would
amazing.
love a like Goodfellas, yeah, origin story for the Nook family.
The
Yeah,
Godfather.
like
How did he become Tom
yeah.
Nook?
Ever since I was a little raccoon, I've always wanted to be a landlord.
Exactly. I think it would be hilarious. But yeah,
They
something
didn't.
Amazing.
that's
They're
where
not
we can go with
repaying
Animal
their
Crossing.
bells.
It's got to be super cozy, or it's got to be so unhinged.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese
Yeah.
gonna come in and write that one.
God. I mean, they have that horse scene in The Godfather. There are horse villages. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm. Oh no.
All right.
Tom,
Okay,
your last pick.
I'll close it out. And look, this is probably like the way I imagine this. I know we're talking about movies, but the way I imagine this is like more so. Maybe you could blow it out to a whole movie. I don't know. I don't think people will watch it. But like, I'm imagining this as like one of the shorts that appears at the start of like a Pixar movie. Like you had like Bow, or you had like I don't know, one of the
The
other ones that they
birds
did.
sitting on
The
the
birds
electric
one,
wire,
love that
and the
one.
big one
Lava.
comes.
Lava, Knick-Knack, the snowman
Mhm.
one in the
Oh, so
Ice
good.
Globe.
I
So
miss
great.
those.
Yeah, me too. Bring them back. Like, what are we doing? But yeah, I picture it like that, and there's a couple here that I had listed down, so maybe at the end we could do the honorable mentions. But the one I picture is Mr. Game and Watch, because I think Mr. Game and Watch, he's one of the OGs. He's one of the Nintendo classic characters. He's like fully like a 2D character. I think he could do this really quirky like Mr. Game and Watch like adventure where he's late for work, or like he's has to go pick up by the fire department and put like like water this building down. I think you just like have these like cute little vignettes where he's like getting into like antics. Again, it's like he doesn't really talk, so like I think you can't. It's hard to
Does
stretch
he
that out
make
to
the
like a whole movie.
sounds like he does in the
Oh yeah,
game?
he has to. Like he has to. Like, I think that'd be really cool. He does. Maybe he'll turn into an octopus like he does in Smash Brothers at one point.
What I picture here, Tom, is a full feature-length film, and Mr. Game and
Okay.
Watch. It is a kind of film that we haven't gotten in quite a while, but it was quite popular between the years of probably 1993 and 2006, like Looney Tunes Back in Action, or the
Ooh.
Rocky and Bullwinkle movie, where
Okay.
Mr. Game and Watch somehow enters the real world and is a cartoon character and is two-dimensional and does look out of place and can only make the weird ringing sound of his bell and the weird Game and Watch noises, but is now plagued with the like reality. Like it's the Barbie movie, but with Mr. Game and Watch.
It's
And
Sonic, but with the Game
he
and Watch.
becomes friends with, I don't know, Tom Hanks, somebody. And now they have to find out how to way to, one, get Mr. Game & Watch back in the game, but two, also make it so that people don't realize that he is a two-dimensional video game character. And so he's got to go do his job as a fry cook, or he's got to go and like he goes on dates. It could be fun. These who make these movies all the time.
Yeah, I
They
think that'd
don't.
be I think that'd be kind of fun, honestly, because like I honestly like don't love the trope of that, but because he is a 2D character, I kind of dig it.
And he
Like,
doesn't speak.
and he doesn't speak. I think it'd be funny if like because he is 2D, if he's on the other plane, if you look at him from the front, you can't like you wouldn't be able to
Yeah,
see
like in
him.
Smash Bros.
You know what I
When
mean?
you pause it,
Yeah.
everyone else is three-dimensional, and you turn on him, and it's just this like weird line.
Yeah, exactly. I think that'd be kind of like there's a lot of humor you could do. So I could see that. I think it'd be fun.
I've never heard of this. What is this?
This is
I've never
Nintendo's
heard
like
of this game in my
original game.
life.
They had these like little
Really?
handheld, and it would just have one game on it. It was like this little handheld thing, and Mr. Game
Like
and
the
Watch
snake of Nintendo?
was the character. Yeah, he was the
Totally, yeah.
character, and then he came to Smash Bros. In Melee, and has kind of become iconic since then.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
You said
He's
to go
this
left field, and
two-dimensional
I
guy.
went
He's
left
got a
field.
big
Oh no,
nose.
totally.
He juggles. What else does he do? He juggles.
Does
he picks
not.
up buckets.
Like, what is
he's
the
like
act of playing? What do you have to do?
well, there's
So
different
it's-
there's different games. There's ones where
Oh,
he's
okay.
juggling balls. You have to catch them. There's ones where he's flipping pancakes.
Yeah.
There's
You
a
kinda
bunch.
just
I think there's
change
a
the
baseball.
Maybe, yeah. You just kind of change the sprite because you had like I guess like a couple buttons on the side. You just swap the position of where Game and Watch was, and like that would cause different actions to happen.
They're more like
on the
little
kind of
toys
screen.
Nintendo made long before they made like any video game console.
Yeah, I like him. He's fun.
That was certainly an unhinged pick. I like it a lot, Tom. Okay, my last pick will be.
Do something crazy.
We're going deep. We're gonna
Okay.
go. This is never gonna happen because this franchise is dead, and it makes me so upset. I'm gonna pick Isaac from
Oh my
Golden Sun.
god. Jeez.
This little bugger was the lead of some Nintendo developed JRPGs for the Game Boy Advance, Golden Sun and Golden Sun 2. They made two of them, and I think there may be a DS one too. And then they just stopped. And Camelot, the team who made this game, has made mediocre sports titles ever since. They are in charge of the Mario Sports spin-offs. And they were at this time too, but this game is so cute. It's so adorable. And I think that it could work in a similar way to the Fire Emblem. Like this could be just an epic original animated fantasy story in the same way that like a Final Fantasy movie would be. It's a young man putting together this cutesy team and going on out and saving the world, and that works. That's a formula we know works. Yeah, I want more Isaac representation in the world, and we don't have enough.
Yeah, the only like oh, no, Laura, you go.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I had to look this up. I was like, who is this? He just looks like Link.
Yeah, he's kind of a Link, kind
He's
of like
got
Cloud.
Link-like properties.
Yeah,
But he's got like, I don't know, he's got cool armor. He's got way more like anime hair than Link does. Like the hair like goes
True.
up and out.
You
Yeah,
can,
it's like Link meets
project-
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of the vibe he's going for. He can project like big hands. Like that's what his power in Brawl. He like can make giant hands appear and push people off the stage and stuff.
I still can't believe he's never come to Smash. Like that's like the biggest.
As a player,
as a player, like he's an assist trophy, I think.
Yeah, he is. Which is it's sad, but honestly, yeah, like I don't know, give it to the people who did the like Jujutsu Kaisen movie, maybe. I don't know, like I think a like super anime kind of like vibe for this kind of property, I think it'd be really cool. It'd make no sense. It would be awesome.
Oh yeah, no, this movie's making no money. None. Zero. Golden Sun the movie? No. It might make my $7. That's it.
But like, you know, they made $1 billion on the first Mario movie. They could chuck a bone to Golden Sun.
For sure.
Sure.
What if he shows up in the Mario movie?
That'd be crazy.
That would be insane. That would be crazy. What if he shows up in the Zelda movie? That'd be even crazier.
Yeah, he's Link's brother, Isaac.
Okay, Lauren, let's round it out here. What's your final pick?
I can't believe we're going to end the draft like this. Okay. I mean, I thought that I was going to be crazy doing an Animal Crossing pitch, but now I have to go to my backup pitch.
No.
So say hello to the Wii Sports movie.
Let's go. Let's do it. With Mii's?
With Mii's. Picture it like this. It's the White Lotus, but you're at the Wii Sports Resort.
You're on Wuhu Island and someone has died.
Triangle of Sadness. After Sun.
Yeah. But it's all through Mii's. I don't know. I was like, I don't know what story you make, but I just think they're all they're all just doing sports for leisure. So it's like, well, maybe if someone dies, it gets interesting.
Murder mystery would be amazing.
Oh my god, yeah. Like a Knives Out, but it's Wii Sports.
Totally.
Get Ryan Johnson on this thing. That'd be incredible.
And they're all Mii's with their dumb faces.
Yeah.
The dead Mii they find laying on the ground, it's just got X's for eyes.
Yep.
I want to see like you know, proper actors playing these Mii's, and they like have to reconstruct like these caricatures of these actors, but with the Wii or the Mii kind of character creator.
Oh, so they're voicing these characters though.
Oh yeah, like they have to.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this has to be made completely in engine with no updated graphics.
Yeah, it's kind of like crazy. But I'd love it. Dude, this would
That's
actually
awesome.
Rip. This would be sick. I'd love this.
We found him next to a bowling ball, some boxing gloves, a baseball bat, and a tennis racket.
What's the guy, the final boss of the boxing? Is it like Matt or something like that? It's something like that.
Oh, the bald guy?
Yeah, the bald guy.
Yes.
He's like the main villain. He's got to be the main villain.
I'm dying.
I thought Isaac was crazy, but this is even more insane.
I warned you.
I just want the movie to open and do. There's been a murder. Someone is dead. It wasn't me. That could be the tagline.
Guys, I don't know how we top this. This is
Coming to a theater near you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Make sure you wear your arm straps for safety.
That could be the popcorn bucket. You could have like it could be like a big Wii remote, and then you have the
That's
Wii
what we
strap.
find out, is that the person wasn't murdered at all. They were playing whatever sport they were playing without their strap.
No. Oh man. Tragedy.
Yeah, it's actually a secret Lego movie, and you go into the real world later on and realize.
Oh. God, yeah.
God. It wasn't me. It's got me though.
It wasn't me. Okay, that is the our dream Nintendo movie list. Nintendo, let us know. We are ready for a small consulting fee. These ideas can be yours. What have we been playing over the last week or so, Tom?
I mean, my brain is broken after that. What have I been playing? I've been playing. I've mentioned in the past couple of weeks. I've been playing Resident Evil Requiem, and I finished it. I finished it last week, and it continued to be a good game. It's so good. The ending is a little bit. I think people are a little bit mixed in terms of just like the game has so many the highs are like insane. So the ending is like it's good, but it's not like mind blowing or anything like that. But I enjoyed my time with it like right through to the end. I think they just do such a good job of that balance throughout the whole thing. Because you play this like I was playing this large section with Leon in Raccoon City, and then you'd also still have some like gray stuff left, and then back to Leon, and they just I do wonder what they're going to do for Resident Evil 10 or X because this formula I really love. Maybe they will just go back to one protagonist, but I think it's really cool. But after I played this, and I don't ever usually do this, I think I might have been infected with a T virus or something because something happened. Something my brain chemistry's been altered because as soon as I finished Requiem, I re-downloaded Resident Evil 2 Remake and I beat it over the course of like 3 days because
Nice.
I'm just in this like Resident Evil mood. Then I'm like I love this formula like this. It is very similar to like a Metroidvania where you're going around and like backtracking and doing puzzles and that sort of thing. But RE2 Remake is like such a good game. I never played Leon's story. I played because if for reference, if you don't know, you have two storylines in Resident Evil 2 Remake. You have Claire's storyline, which is what I played the first time around, and then you have Leon's. So I finally gone back and played Leon's, and it's a lot of the stuff like is the same. But there's some other story details like you have Ada Wong, who's a pretty major character who you meet in Leon's half, and that's really cool. And it fills in a lot of the blanks. So I think this is the start of my Resident Evil Odyssey this year, where I'm just going to play so many of the games. I think I'm probably going to do some more stuff with RE2 because there is stuff I haven't gone to yet, but I'm probably going to play RE4 Remake next, and then just kind of go from there and play as many of these as I can because I just love this formula so much. And this is quickly becoming one of my favorite gaming franchises. It's just so unhinged and weird and goofy, but also terrifying and scary. And oh, I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Do you have
Haven't
any
you played these
inclination?
before?
So I have played RE2 Remake, but like only one side of it.
Oh, okay.
So I only experienced basically half the story, or like I guess 3/4 of the story because Leon adds a bit, but like it's mostly the same. So yeah, like I have played RE2 Remake before, but there's a bunch I haven't played. Like RE4 Remake I haven't played, Resident Evil 7 I haven't played, and that's on my list. So there's a bunch that I need to get around to.
Do you have any inclination of going back to RE9 and doing like all of the, I don't know, crazy runs that people are doing? I keep hearing about people beating the game in 4 hours or beating it without healing, unlocking unlimited ammo.
I don't know if I mean, I think I'd like to replay it. Maybe not yet. Only just because like the gameplay is so fun, but it's quite it's pretty long. I mean, like Resident Evil games in general are pretty short, but like Requiem does feel like a bit of a saga where you're like playing these long stretches of one character then to another character. So I probably leave it for a little bit. But I think the thing that I'm interested in is like I've heard it runs really well on Switch. I'd love to try it on Switch too, see like how that version runs of the game. So maybe I'll try that, honestly.
Lauren, you just put a smiley face down for what you've been playing. I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna ask. What does that mean?
Okay, so pitching the Wii Sports movie was not the only unhinged thing I did this week. Basically, I spent the most money I've ever spent on a game because after several weeks of sitting in this rabbit hole and being bombarded with reels and TikToks, I decided that Pokemon Pokopia will fix me. So I bought a Switch 2.
Oh my god! No
We did it!
way!
Oh, they got
crazy.
me. They got me.
Got you.
I was like, yeah, I will spend $800 on a Pokemon game, and here we are.
So has it been opened? Have you been playing Pokemon Pokopia?
Yeah, it arrived on the weekend, so I haven't had too much time with it. But yeah, immediately just bought Pokopia, played a bit of it last night. And it is like I have no regrets. This because I said, I wasn't going to buy a Switch 2 unless there was Animal Crossing. This is Animal Crossing with Pokemon. Like it's as if the Pokemon games and Animal Crossing had a baby. Like it is just it's in the DNA. But then like one of my issues with Animal Crossing is like I do not care about my villagers. They are annoying. They come into my house when I don't want them to. Like I do not care for them. But my Pokemon, I will die for them. I'll do anything they want. They want a bed, you can have it. What else do you want? You want some food? I'll go get it for you. Like I will do anything for them. I love them. They're my children. And this game is so big. Like I went up to like one of the peaks. Like I have done zero terraforming at this point, but I went up to one of the peaks to have a look around. I was like, oh my God, it just keeps going. There's whole other lands over there. So this is like not going to be a short process. This is going to be a forever game, I think. And we all know that I'm still renovating my island from Animal Crossing. So this is going to be a really long journey. But I did say that, I didn't want to miss out this time. I was like a year late to the Animal Crossing party. And by the time I got there, no one was playing. So now I'm like, I want to get in on this. I want to see what's happening. And now I'm here. So I'm pretty happy.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I knew it was going to happen eventually. It just depended on what game. And when Pokemon Pokopia dropped, I was starting to think, could this be the one? I don't know. Here we are.
I needed 3 reasons, and then I just stopped at 2, I suppose.
That's so crazy. I haven't had the
Welcome
chance
to the family.
I haven't started it yet. So, Lauren, when I've started my island, we'll have to like.
You have it?
Out. I have it, yeah. But I don't know if I said that on the show or not. But yeah, I got like a voucher, so I was able to get like, if it pretty cheap. But I haven't had the chance to between Resident Evil and Clair Obscur. Like I just haven't had time to pick Pokopia up because I know it's gonna like destroy me like completely.
Like you in particular, I'm worried for you. Like pick your moment because there's no coming back. Like I've forgotten what Clair Obscur is at this point.
Oh,
but yeah,
Not
it's crazy because it's like the physical game is like sold out everywhere. It's like you have to wait for a new shipment, which is like it didn't bother me. I was going to buy it digitally, but I was like, this is crazy. Like the game's not even on the card.
Yeah, I know. It's
crazy. There's something like 1 in 8 Switch 2 owners have it.
That's a lot.
That's a crazy statistic. So
and the other ones are buying the Switch to have it.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think this would be a system seller, but this is living proof. Nintendo. I mean, like, take notes, I guess.
So true.
This might be crazy, but I'm starting to feel like it could happen. Do you think that Pokemon Pokopia is going to get nominated for a Game of the Year at like the Game Awards?
Did Animal Crossing get nominated?
I don't think so, but it's just like this is even people I know who didn't get in Animal Crossing are jumping into Pokemon Pokopia. Like it is capturing the people who wanted more Animal Crossing as well as the people who just want another Pokemon game. And a good Pokemon game.
Yeah, I think it's got more of a chance than certainly previous Pokemon games, but I think it's honestly got a decent chance. I mean, we'll see how the year shakes out. I mean, I think Requiem's almost already a lock for Game of the Year contender. But
yeah, it's already like quite a crowded year.
Well, yeah, with GTA 6 as well. Like, can you imagine Pokopia going head to head with
Wolverine,
GTA 6, Wolverine,
Staros,
Resident Evil, Staros? Yeah, they usually only do 5, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought there was more last year.
Crimson Desert is not going to be there. Book it right now.
Chill, man. Chill.
They might.
77 on OpenCritic. That's awesome. Welcome to the Switch 2 family. You're here.
Woo. That's so cool.
Before we get out of here, Tom, let's get into the comment corner. Anything from our dear listeners or viewers?
Yeah, we had quite a lot of comments actually about Crimson Desert. I won't shout them out here.
Mostly constructive, right? Lots of good, positive reinforcement.
Some people, agreeing with us. I'm not saying anyone was right or wrong. But there was a lot of discussion. So if you want to seek that out, you definitely can and get into with the discussion about Crimson Desert. But it's crazy out there. It is pretty
To
crazy.
be
But
clear,
there are some.
we played the PAX demo. People are out there thinking we've played the whole game. We played the PAX demo.
This is the thing. I think
Relax.
people are kind of confused. Of like, you played 50 minutes of this 100-hour
That's all we were
game. It's like,
allowed.
well, yeah, we like that's all we had the chance to play. So I don't know.
I shouldn't need a note card to do a button combination for a open world adventure game, though.
This is the
Okay,
thing. I
like
don't think, I
let
guess we're
me
getting
be
into
frank.
it. I guess we're getting into it.
I shouldn't
But,
have
like,
to press 30 buttons to pick somebody up. Like that.
we
That
were
might just be
in
me.
the queue for the Crimson Desert demo, and they literally, to pass the time, they were going around and giving us like tutorials on how to do some of the puzzle prompts in the game to prepare us for the demo. They were handing us cards. They were showing us on the controller. I'd never seen anything like it. So it's. I'm not saying Crimson Desert is a bad game. So a lot of people are genuinely really enjoying it, but the controls are crazy. You can't deny that they're crazy. But either way, let's talk about some other comments. Our boy Ryan Cortero always chimed in with a lovely comment on our last episode saying, love the new segment in regards to our ranked react that we recorded last week. Looking forward to seeing Alyssa wrestle you guys up with a hot take. Let me tell you, some of the unused footage from that episode, there was some wrestling for sure. So maybe we'll get another list that will invoke
It's
that.
deleted. Doesn't exist anymore.
Look, if people want to see it, we'll talk when we have a Patreon, maybe. That's all I'm gonna say. But
$5,000 cash to each of us.
You heard it here first, folks. But yeah, we also had a comment here. Klein last week talked about we all talked about it, Ghosts of Yotei Legends. And Klein was sort of talking about how it was invoking some kind of Destiny 2 and how he like might go back to those Destiny 2 realms. And at Rantings of a Madman 9796, you know this is from a sound of mind, just says, don't bother with Destiny 2, bro. So look, Klein, I don't know if you've dipped back in the Destiny 2 well, but this is a person who's been through the ringer here, trying to look out for your safety. So
I have not jumped back into Destiny 2, but I have been thinking about another game that's also called D2. The Division 2 also filled that void for me for a while, and I haven't played that in a long time, and I really like the Division, so I have it. I just haven't played it in a long time.
Potentially. But I mean, I think that's healthier than Destiny 2. That's
yeah, maybe. I don't know. Gaming time right now, not at a premium. There is not a lot of time in my day I've not been playing any games. I was telling Lauren before we got on the podcast, all I've been playing is Pokemon Fire Red. That's it.
Woo!
That is all. So I'm catching the Mons. I have a Squirtle. He's pretty cool. I've never beaten Fire Red or Leaf Green with a Squirtle. I've only ever done Charmander or Bulbasaur. So I thought, you know what? Let's do Squirtle this time. It's going well.
I also have a Squirtle.
Does he help? Does he get everything wet?
Yeah.
Does he do the... Have you tried? I saw a thing the other day where you can go into the ocean and suck up the ocean.
I saw that too.
And then mass sprinkler everything.
I haven't tried it yet. I started playing because it was like an immediate play. And then I was like, I should probably go look up some tips on what to do because it does sort of throw you in there.
Today's Comment Corner question of the week is, what Nintendo franchise do you most want to see on the big screen? You can let us know over on social media or in the comment section of this video or podcast. Please follow the show at Controller Club Pod on Instagram and Blue Sky, at Controller_Club on Twitter, at Controller.Club on TikTok. Also, if you're listening to the show, as we've mentioned many times here, we do post a YouTube version. Head on over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, ring the bell, leave us a comment. It really helps out. And if you are listening on podcast services around the globe, leave us a review, 5 stars. Again, we are fighting the algorithm. We got to do everything we can so that we win. Tom, where can people keep up with you, and what do you have going on?
Yeah, you can find me at Tom Drew, Instagram, Blue Sky, basically everywhere on the internet. I actually do have something to promote this week. I was on a live stream with some of the folks at Agents of Fandom. A friend of the show, TJ's Warwick, was amongst them, and we talked about the first couple episodes of Invincible Season 4. So if you've seen Invincible, you want to hear some spoiler-filled chats about those episodes, you can do that there. It was a lot of fun. It was a big... It was just like... There's a lot of crazy moments in that show, and it was nice to break them down with a lot of people. I don't really talk to many people about Invincible because they just don't. Most of my friends don't watch that show, so it's a lot of fun. So you can check that out there. Yeah, that's about it.
Lauren, where can people keep up with you? Do you have anything to promote?
You can follow me at lrouse19 on TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky. Not too much to promote that I've been posting about, but yeah, probably on topic for the theme of this episode, I am writing a lot about the Super Mario Galaxy movie on the Direct. So if you head over there, there'll be lists and theories and all sorts of things coming up over there that I've been diving into.
You can keep up with me everywhere. I'm at the Kleinfelt, TheKleinFelt. If you want some, I don't know, something to read over the next couple of days when you're done with Lauren's Mario articles, of course, head on over to CBR, where I posted my first written article of my new employment about the Dune 3 trailer. Was flown out to LA for that, saw it on the big screen, looked Zendaya in the eyes, and thought I was going to pass away. But it was a lot of fun, and that's up over there right now. As always, this wraps up another episode of Controller Club. Thank you so much for listening. Now, let's get gaming.